trying to bring all these different characters together and mix them in and out. But it'll set.
This is yet another occasion where you get down into the 4th and 5th tier in the Marvel universe, and nobody cares. I mean, Morbius. Who cares?
There are some people that care.
Yeah.
There's some.
Yeah.
No, both of them live in Indiana, and what do they know?
I was
Terrible.
terribly excited to see this movie.
I'm glad you got to see it.
There we go. It's the Sawmill Whistle. It's Friday. You know what time it is, and if you don't, you should. Because it is time for the Hometown Movie Guys. That's right.
Whoop,
Whoop, whoop. And from that noise, you can tell Andy McKinney is in the studio.
He's in the house.
The McKinney has landed.
The McKinney has landed. Oh boy. Along with Craig and Tina. Welcome back, Tina.
Thank you. I was in North Carolina.
North Kakalaki. A little East Coast trip.
Oh, awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
That is great. That is great to hear. You traveled somewhere abroad, and you did not face hardships or like get attacked. Or Andy, we kind of talk about leaving Rim Country. And
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
No, it's not. You really,
She successfully did it. Andy.
well, I did it, and I was in the airport wearing a mask for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
I had to run through Dallas Airport about 2 miles.
Yeah.
So I pulled the mask down and I just ran.
Dallas is
Crazy.
an airport. Oh, where you can be on one gate and then your connecting flight is, like you said, a couple miles away.
2 miles. I mean, really, honestly. Yeah. Plus the moving sidewalks were not moving.
Oh, they were not.
No. So I did it.
Chip shortage.
I'm tough.
You got it. You got
I am woman, I think, and hear me roar.
Wow,
Right?
there we go. Hey, there it is.
You know more than the Supreme Court.
So, hey, we are in the studio and also on the KRIM FM Facebook page. Clifford Lane, watching in Southern Illinois.
Hey,
Good morning,
Hi, Clifford.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well, along with some others, and Jeff Bledsoe and some other people. And hey, movie time. Yeah. Do we have any new releases?
We've got one today.
We have one today.
One today, and then we're kind of kicking it in, and we'll be for the next 3 months. It should be a pretty good rotation of film.
There we go.
But today is Morbius.
Yay, Morbius. All right. And just want to say real quick, hello to Ty Lewis watching.
Hi, Ty.
Yeah,
Hi, Ty.
he says, hey, my movie guys, Yahoo, are you going to have the long-awaiting Top Gun 2 in May?
Yeah, May 27th.
All right.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend.
And we have some other
Be there or
information
be
about
square.
that. Oh, yeah. And then Clifford Lane, hello, movie people. I took my niece and nephew to the movies on Tuesday, and we watched The Batman.
The Batman.
Yeah, the Batman.
Still fun.
And Nancy Wiggins, Nancy New York. There we go.
Hi, Nancy.
Yeah, Wiggins. It rhymes with Higgins. I like it. But so Morbius is a new movie, new release, and
It's part of the Marvel universe.
there we go.
So kind of mixed into all of that, and what's this big storyline coming up. This is Jared Leto as Morbius.
And
Dr. Morbius.
Dr. Morbius, and we were just
Obvious.
commenting before the show. How many people mistake you for Jared Leto?
Jared,
You get that all the
crazy,
time,
yeah.
don't you?
We look pretty similar.
Yeah, so hey, you have to be watching on Facebook to see if this is true or not.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
if
It's
we
the-
parlay that
It's
into
the long
more
hair,
time.
I think, that does
More
it.
time.
So
Well, you just have to say you identify as Jared Leto.
he does. He looks like him. And so, what do the numbers say, Andy? What do we have? How much did it cost to make this movie?
$75 million. So not as big as some of the the like Batman, for instance. Batman, they spent $200 million to make Batman. So $75 million.
Yeah.
While it seems like a lot of money to ordinary people, by Hollywood standards, it is kind of in the mid range.
That's pretty
Wow.
average. Yeah.
And
And this was supposed to come out a couple of years ago, and
Oh,
it everything
Gotcha.
happened and it
Yeah.
got pushed back, along with Top Gun.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Top Gun was a 2020 film also, and
Oh.
Wow.
kept getting pushed back. And
Huh.
yeah, we've got that one Memorial Day weekend.
There you go.
All right.
So Morbius. Also, I want to say hi to Monica Ray Williams. She says, "Good morning, all." So,
Well, good morning.
good morning. And Ty Lewis checking in and trucking along in California today. So,
Oh, for heaven's sake,
there
come
you
back
go.
safe, buddy.
Yes, safe
Yeah.
travels, Ty.
Yeah.
Safe travels, and thank you for hauling the goods, hauling the stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, Jared Leto's a really interesting guy to me, anyway. I didn't realize, but he's in his 30th year as a professional actor.
Wow.
Which, you don't think of him in those terms, really. He's got 60 credits.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an Oscar
Mm.
for the Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, that was a
that was
great
a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he.
So
and
Matthew McConaughey was in that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's
Really good.
he's done some terrific stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen Requiem for a Dream. It's,
Yes.
Whoa.
was a
Yes.
a kind of a small one of those little budget movies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but is probably the most terrifying film on addiction ever done. Just
that's a
horrifying.
brutal film.
Yeah.
That's one of those. If I can recommend you watch it.
Wow.
I mean, it's not for everyone for sure. It's
No,
I mean,
it's a tough.
it's a terribly R-rated film,
Right.
and
Yeah.
but yeah, these guys are all addicted to heroin and
Mm.
just this crazy road they go down.
Wow.
Yeah, and
they're
boy,
really
it is
intense and
not a pleasant journey,
no,
but a wonderful movie.
Yeah.
Very
just.
again, if I may say, sobering.
Wow.
Sobering.
Very
Yeah.
sobering.
Wow.
Yeah, really.
And we just saw him the other day, it seems like anyway, just recently in House of Gucci.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, from my perspective anyway, a very much underrated movie.
I
Mhm.
love that movie.
Yeah.
I love that. And wasn't that Ridley Scott who did that?
I believe so.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we forget.
Mhm.
It's the guy who did Blade Runner.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
that he was great in House of Gucci.
Yeah.
Really
You know,
good.
also a band. He's
Really?
30 Seconds to Mars. Yeah,
Yep.
he's got his
Oh my
own
word.
legitimate rock band. Yeah,
Wow.
Uh-huh.
he's been doing it for quite a while.
Okay.
Wow, 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
Hmm.
30 seconds, 20 seconds to Mars, 30 seconds to Mars.
And we would be absolutely remiss if we did not mention his portrayal of the Joker in Suicide Squad.
Ah, yeah. I didn't see that though. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Hmm.
Margot Robbie.
Oh, Margot Robbie. Yeah,
Critically
she's great.
acclaimed.
Yeah.
Some people like that Joker and some people didn't.
Suicide Squad. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
It was
to check
definitely
that out.
Oh, I thought it was just brilliant.
he's kind of a strange guy too, I guess. It's during the filming of that Suicide Squad, he sent Margot Robbie a live rat, and just part of I guess getting into that character. But
Ew.
yeah. Well,
Ew.
The Joker, that was the whole. Yeah.
And Fight Club. Oh, it's in
Oh, Fight Club is good. I
Yeah.
love Fight Club.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of good
Yeah.
things.
It's done a lot. So
Yeah.
Morbius.
60 roles.
Yeah, 60.
You know, he's been in a lot of stuff. So he's a well-seasoned actor, and when he has a chance to be unleashed like he was with his role as the Joker, holy smokes, he doesn't let anything slow him down.
And Prefontaine. Remember a movie about Steve Prefontaine?
Yes.
Long Distance Runner?
Yes.
The one thing it's very I'm impressed by with Jared Leto are the range of his roles.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
The roles, they
Yeah.
are all over the place because in this movie, Prefontaine, he's a long distance runner,
Right.
Steve Prefontaine.
Right.
And you look at him and I, forgot about this movie, but he convinced me. I mean, he's a runner. Jared Leto is an athlete. He's a runner in this movie. He is Steve Prefontaine. He's also the Joker in that movie, or a drug addict in that movie that you brought up. I mean, his
Requiem,
role,
Requiem.
his ability to just take over a role.
Yeah, no, that's acting.
Yes.
Yes,
That is,
right.
you know, when you have somebody of that caliber that can literally do anything,
Yes.
you know, that's pretty amazing.
Right.
And most actors, frankly, cannot.
No.
Mhm.
Or Dallas Buyers Club, his character in that
Mhm.
movie as well. I mean, yeah, I didn't. It's like when I watched him in that movie, I didn't even think once about Steve Prefontaine. And, oh wait,
Mhm.
he's the athlete. He's an athlete, or he's. So when you have
It's-
actors that,
That can do that, yeah,
That can
that
do
set
that.
acting thing.
oh,
You know, everybody loves, you know, Dwayne Johnson, but Dwayne Johnson plays
yeah,
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely,
not a
yeah.
lot
Well,
of-
you know,
I mean, I'm
they-
not saying he's a terrible actor.
Yeah.
No,
no, but they made that
But he
distinction in
is,
film
yeah.
school between a star and an actor.
yeah.
He's a star.
Yeah,
You know.
the same. I think Leonardo Dicaprio in Revenant, when he's out there in the wilderness.
Whoa.
I
Yeah.
was not at all thinking, oh, this is the little guy on Titanic,
Right.
and he's you know,
No, he's a very
Yes.
good actor.
and just
Yeah.
very just
Yeah,
the
he really
ability
is.
to just be consumed
Well, and
by
that's-
that role.
Well, you know, the big one, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh.
You know, where he spends
Yeah.
a year
Right,
before he starts filming
right.
in character. And
His,
that,
his
that's,
poor family had a real
yeah,
problem with
yeah,
that.
that's
because,
why he
you know, he was
quit.
Abraham Lincoln, and he was other crazy people.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
his
not
family,
that Abraham Lincoln was crazy, but you
well,
know,
you know, his
Yeah.
family had to live with
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln for
Yeah.
a year.
right.
Yeah,
That'd
And
be
then,
fun.
and you know what, Meryl Streep is also, she would be, to me, an actor, actress, and a star.
Mhm.
Because she,
Both.
she really is
Yes.
both.
Oh, yeah,
you
she-
know,
Yeah.
yeah. And Daniel Day-Lewis, I think, is an actor and a star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Less of a star than an actor.
true that.
Yes. So Morbius, new release.
Yes.
But Lost City is one that's
He's
still
doing great.
doing great.
Everybody's loving this one.
Right.
Yes,
I need
and
to see
Sandra
that.
Bullock,
America's
Channing Tatum,
sweetheart.
I love Sandra
Brad
Bullock.
Pitt, yeah,
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe.
And Andy, I know you have some numbers on this.
Yep.
Oh man, and yeah, it has
Oh,
to be.
there we go. Okay.
Doing quite well.
70 million to make it 42 million in the till after a week. So
Mm.
$42 million a week in this day and age is not bad at all.
No.
They're probably gonna do very well.
Yeah.
This will be a profitable movie.
Yeah.
And did you see this movie yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did.
Oh,
But,
and so-
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember what I got. I probably gave it four saw blades, but it was very well done, and Sandra Bullock was at her best Sandra Bullockness.
Wow.
Right. Now, okay, actor or star? I think.
Oh, I don't know. I think more of a star.
I think so.
But
yeah.
Although she's done
she's
quite
yeah,
a variety of,
Yeah.
of parts.
yeah. I saw what's the football player movie where she.
Blindside.
Oh,
Blindside.
Yeah.
Blindside. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. love
I saw that
movie.
on TV not just recently,
Right.
and that was acting. That,
Yeah.
She wasn't the focus of the thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It was the story. So yeah.
And Lost City, audience score on that.
Ooh.
I love this.
Bum,
Tina's
bum,
back,
bum.
so we can do the contest
Oh,
again, see who gets
okay.
the closest.
A
Because
little
Tina,
rusty, but.
I'd have to say
Except you won last time.
Yeah, Craig
Yeah.
did win
Yeah.
one time. Andy won once, but you've won like 20 times. So, but who's counting? So audience score, what would you say?
93.
93.
I would say 97.
Mm-hmm.
83.
Craig on the
Wow.
ball. 84.
84.
Wow,
Dang,
right
man.
there. Yeah,
Okay,
84.
why not higher? That,
Well, that's
you know,
good.
still
Well, Craig is actually a professional, so
Yes.
expect him to do better.
we should not try this at home.
No,
Just
no.
piece.
But they just have 1,000 plus, so it's still
Yeah.
a newer movie. So maybe as more views, it'll go up a little
Yeah.
bit.
I
Yeah.
definitely want to see that though, because Sandra Bullock has this lovely, quirky, she's beautiful, she has gorgeous, and the bones, and we women, we look at, as people get older, the bone structure is where it's at, and she is just beautiful.
Never
That's-
thought for a minute. that-
Well, you're
Andy,
looking at it but not
yeah,
realizing
it's
that's,
a family show, Andy.
no, I'm
Come on.
telling you, she is gorgeous, and and she's even more beautiful because she doesn't mind being funny.
Yes.
Yeah, and that to me is so endearing.
Yeah, I kind of think of this movie as Lucy Ricardo
I was
meets
just
Indiana
thinking-
Jones.
I was just thinking Lucy was also really funny and really beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's
I was away and you learned to read my mind.
a
This
great
is weird.
comparison. Yeah,
Yeah.
great comparison.
Yeah.
So Lost City, and first I guess Morbius. Showtimes on Morbius, Craig.
Oh,
What was
yeah.
that?
1:30, 4:30, and 7:30.
All right. 1:30, 4:30,
This
and
one runs
7:30.
about an hour and 45 minutes. So
And
a little bit of a shorter
Morbius
film.
is PG-13. A
Yep,
PG-13
and
film.
it's a PG-13. I would definitely keep the little ones out of there.
Yeah.
It's a well, I mean, Morbius is a more or less a vampire.
Yeah.
So there's some pretty
Frightening.
there's different parts of it. They're almost going to like a horror movie.
Gotcha.
There's some pretty creepy stuff in it
Yeah.
too, and Morbius himself is pretty scary looking.
Yeah, vampirism.
We
There's
got with
vampirism
a
going on.
whole mouthful of sharp teeth and so.
Yeah.
Drinking blood.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
So
that one's up to everyone. I under 10, I think would definitely keep them out of there.
gotcha. So PG-13 in The Lost City, another PG-13 movie with showtimes at 1, 4, and 7.
Yes.
So Lost City. That is and so far good reviews from the
Yeah.
audience. Andy,
And Harry Potter plays the villain.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Wow, Daniel
Really?
Radcliffe.
Yep. Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
And how does he do?
He's
Yeah.
great.
Is it good
It's
then?
great.
Great.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
Yeah, it's
All
gonna be
right.
tough when he's got to get away from that Harry Potter role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
We do have another one of those. 2 weeks out.
Mhm.
Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Really?
A
Oh,
prequel to
excellent.
the Harry Potter films.
Uh-huh.
Excellent,
Young
excellent.
Dumbledore.
Young Dumbledore.
Young Dumbledore.
Hard to think
That
of,
was a lovely resonance sound to it.
Yeah.
hard to think
Young
of Dumbledore as
Dumbledore.
being young.
Well,
Young Dumbledore.
we all were at one time, Andy.
Yeah.
You know that.
The young Andy
I
McKinney.
don't remember that.
We've got Sing 2 playing right now.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. So,
It's the sing-along version.
yes.
So for the kids, we got something going there.
Yeah, because there were a few people clamoring that they
Yes,
wanted
yes.
a
Yeah,
kids movie, and it's tough because Craig, and this is a newsflash right here, just for everyone listening, newsflash, Craig doesn't release the movies. He's at
sometimes
the
they-
theater, but he doesn't.
He
release.
wrangles with the studios, and I don't think
Yeah.
people realize how
Yeah.
much work he does to
Oh.
get us the movies,
Yeah.
to
Studios.
deal with the studios when they're having, hissy fits about, oh
Yeah.
no, we're not gonna give you that. I mean, this man, okay,
Yeah.
we just really need to give him the credit.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as straightforward
Yeah,
as you'd think it was.
right.
And I still remember when I started there, a long time ago, it was like, well, you want the movie, and they give you the movie, and you play
Yeah.
it.
Right.
It's not how it works at all.
Yeah.
It's sometimes they just straight up tell me no.
What?
We're a smaller theater.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
But then
Harkins
he
down
also
there
gets
is-
stuff, he gets stuff that, you might only get at the Harkins, the
the art houses.
There
and
are-
stuff.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
what was that wonderful Korean, the Korean family who came
Yeah.
to America?
Midori.
Midori.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a wonderful movie.
Yeah.
At all times we're going to try to keep a mix of films.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And it's just the way it goes. We talked about last week. There've been a few times when I've had 6 R-rated films playing,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's just because of how they come down, and
Yeah.
that's certainly not something I want to have. I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't. But sometimes it just goes that way, and sometimes they don't have kids movies.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
got along that line though. Next week is Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Yay.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
That one did great. The first one,
Good.
and
Nice.
that's Jim Carrey and
Mhm.
a little Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
From the video game, but that one's coming out next week.
Next week,
Yeah.
but this week and this weekend, families with young children can go see Sing
Sing
2,
2.
the sing-along.
Sing-along version.
And what is different with this is all of the lyrics are put up on the
Yeah.
screen. So,
That's nice.
yeah, the kids
So you
can sing along.
learn how to read
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And go to the
That's
movies
a really
and-
cool
yeah.
deal.
Yeah, a great exercise.
Yeah,
in
there you go.
reading. Yeah, no, that is good. So,
That is a PG and nice family film.
oh yeah.
And we just mentioned Matthew McConaughey is being in the Dallas Buyers Club.
Mhm.
He's also the lead singer in Sing 2.
Mhm. There
He
you go.
plays the gorilla singing star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and another good PG-13 movie. That is a fun movie for not so maybe much young children, but preteens, teenagers. Uncharted.
Oh,
Uncharted.
that's fun.
Definitely a fun one. Yeah.
And that's still playing at 1, 4, and 7. So,
And
yeah,
hugely profitable.
really.
Yeah.
Let's hear those numbers.
Okay,
Andy. Let's hear 'em.
120 million to make it,
Yes.
and 359 and going strong.
Bam.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's a
3 times.
good bank, good
Triple.
bank.
It's a good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a very, I mean, it's nothing artistically interesting.
Yeah.
But it's a fun movie to see,
Mhm.
and nothing wrong with it.
Mhm.
It's good entertainment.
Yes.
And when we go to the movies, why do we go, Craig?
Have fun.
We
There
want
you
to be
go.
entertained.
Entertain. Yes.
And by the way, not preach to Hollywood. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Maybe we can retrain them.
Mm, possible, maybe.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting, I thought, when Uncharted and Death on the Nile were there,
Oh.
because I
Oh.
know, the contrast,
Yeah.
very different, but
Yeah.
both very entertaining.
And Death on the Nile. Oh my gosh. I mean, I would see that again.
Mhm,
It was
mhm,
just glorious.
mhm,
You know,
mhm.
spectacular.
Yeah.
What other adjectives can I pull in?
Stupendous.
That too.
Monumental.
So-
It was way cool.
Way cool. Well, and speaking of another movie and way cool, The Batman.
Oh.
Batman's still there. Yes.
Batman's
Yeah, I
still
need to
in
see
one
that.
theater,
Yeah, still in one theater. 1:30 and 6:30 on that one.
1:30 and 6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
but
the,
the Batman.
Yeah.
And interesting when you said how much it was to make that movie.
200 million.
I wonder if it was because they had to create such a dark setting all the time, because they didn't spend that money on lights. That's for sure. Or
No, I
might
think
they?
they spent it on rain.
On rain. Oh.
Oh, was it
okay.
what was it that Gotham rain?
Yep.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like Blade Runner. Remember Blade Runner? It just
Yep,
rained all
rained
the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
And I don't know, but it's
Yeah.
very expensive. You have
Yeah.
to get Rainmaker airplanes going on
Oh,
all
goodness.
the time, and
Yeah,
that costs
yeah.
a fortune.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sets. Yeah, you're building sets.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. But the Batman, and still doing all right, or
Yeah, it's doing okay still.
Doing okay, yeah.
It's been there for around about a month now. Yeah.
A month,
Yeah,
yeah.
it came out March 4th. So
how is that done?
Oh, stupendous.
Goodness,
Goodness.
monumental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 200 million to make it. They're closing in on 700 million
Dang.
at
Seriously?
the box office. Yeah.
Gee.
So
All right.
yeah,
So-
and this is. I mean, we have to go see it because it's a Batman movie. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you have to go see it.
Yeah.
But it's worth seeing. This is
Mm-hmm.
this is a little edgier Batman. This is
Mm-hmm.
this is Batman the vigilante, the
Mhm.
Batman going after criminals and just taking their names.
Yes.
as the saying goes.
So, and what's very interesting is with the actor playing Batman, that probably wasn't expected by the majority of people, including yourself.
Sparkles the vampire.
Because Twinkle Toes, as you know, Sparkles, or now it's Sparkles. It was Twinkle Toes, wasn't it?
Remind me who plays Batman.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It was the
Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Oh,
Robert
yes.
Pattinson.
You know, I've come to get a new respect for him. I've seen
Mhm.
him in a couple of things other than Sparkles the Vampire,
Yeah.
and which I left me cold. I mean, I saw a clip of one. I was like, okay, well, preteens and teens, yeah, this is all
Well, the first Twilight was okay.
It was not bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of
But
like the
then they
first one.
just milked it.
Yeah.
They just went on.
Yeah.
But he is a good actor, and
Mhm.
so is Kristen Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
She's turned out to be
Kristen
really-
Stewart. Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart.
Stewart. I'm
Yes,
so sorry.
yeah,
Yes,
she's-
yeah, but two of them are actually really growing and very interesting and very compelling as actors.
Mm.
Yeah, I haven't got to see it. She's played Princess Diana
Yes,
Oh.
yes,
just
yes,
recently.
yes.
And, what's the name of that?
Princess.
Spencer.
Spencer. Yeah, Spencer.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So the Batman, if you have not seen that, another great movie to see in the theater.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
that
definitely.
would be a
Definitely a
theater.
theater film.
Big
Yeah.
dark.
Oh,
theaters,
absolutely.
screens.
The sound and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
those are.
Yeah.
Theater film.
Yeah.
And still one other movie that is still at the theater, and another movie with Channing Tatum.
That's right.
Channing Tatum.
Oh,
Dog.
dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
Oh, that was intense. I loved it, but it was almost hard to watch at times because it was so poignant.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
I mean, I think it was based on real events,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it's like I think we said, it was billed as a comedy in the trailer, but anything that was comedic was in the trailer, and other than that, it was not comedic.
Mm-hmm.
It was intense.
Mm-hmm.
But he was great, and he co-directed it. I looked it up. He's not a director, but a co-director.
Okay.
But you know what? He's very talented, and he's in one of my all-time favorite movies with Gina Carano, Haywire, where she does all her own stunts. She's amazing, and he is a great sort of squirrely bad guy.
Mm.
You know.
So here's a great description. I think people have asked, "Is Dog the movie sad?" And the response is, while Dog is often funny, it's not a comedy.
Right.
Though it's often sad, it's not a tragedy either. Instead, it's a sensitive, engaging, realistic look at what happens when a soldier's toughest battle starts when they come home.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Mm,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Where
right.
they don't fit in.
Yeah.
And they're used to being, full throttle,
Mm-hmm.
kill people and break things, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden they're home. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, that last line there is kind of cheap and facile.
Mm.
True.
You know, this guy was in Afghanistan having people trying to kill him
Right,
for a year.
right.
Yeah.
And to come back to the States, well, it's hard to adjust, but people
Yeah.
aren't actively trying to kill you.
No,
No.
exactly.
No, but that adjustment, there's a reason, 22 a day.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I know.
That's a battle. That's
It's
a battle.
such a big,
Where
yeah.
22 a day, there's many days
Yeah.
in battle where you don't have 22 deaths.
Sure, no,
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Well,
It's-
and just a plug for where I was. I was
Yeah.
doing a week-long Christian yoga training,
Mhm.
and one of the things that organization, Yoga Faith,
Mhm.
focuses is on PTSD
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
first responders and returned soldiers. So
Mhm.
that's really something that people don't take seriously enough.
Mhm.
It is really a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So Channing Tatum had done yoga. Yeah. Well, they should have worked that into the movie.
I think so. I think yoga should be everywhere, but that's just me. Yeah.
You could have yoga in the theater. Let's work that in. Where.
Don't do that to him.
Yeah.
Plenty of lobby space. Yes.
There's open space.
Mm.
We can throw down our mats in the lobby, right? Oh, geez.
Ooh, hey, a
Do it.
thought.
You could do it for an hour, 11 to
Yeah,
12 every day.
Yeah, and before that movie, you would definitely want to do some downward dog. Sorry.
Good one.
Really, an upward dog.
Yeah.
There is such a thing.
But anyway, Dog is going to be there for another week.
It's
and-
really good.
Yeah, if you want to see Dog, this is the time to do it.
I really recommend it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a worthwhile movie and deserves to be seen.
Yeah.
Two new films next week, so
Yeah.
Dog is probably going to be gone next Thursday.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm so proud of Channing Tatum
Uh-huh.
for his directorial debut
Yeah,
on this.
It's very
And
good.
this is just an enormously profitable movie, and
Mhm.
that's
Good.
that's not always true. It's hard to make movies. It's one of my mantras. It's hard to make movies. It's really hard to make good movies,
Right.
and to make profitable movies
movies,
is just a miracle.
Yeah.
What would you say the percentage of just, guessing, of movies that are profitable.
Oh, okay. Let me kind of frame the
Yeah,
question. In the United States, every
Mhm.
year, there are, give or take, 3,000 feature-length movies made.
3,000.
3,000. I
Wow.
would say maybe 100 of them are profitable.
Wow. Wow.
Maybe a couple hundred.
Wow, I have no idea on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a, because, you know, we talk about profit levels and stuff, and
Yeah.
a lot of times you don't know for years if a movie's gonna be profitable or not, as they're taking credits and they add them in taxes and everything, and they shuffle stuff,
Right.
and
And then you have movies that weren't profitable when they first came out, but become cult movies, and people really,
eventually
really, you
get
know, that
their-
they're sort of like, you know, the Escape from LA, Escape from New York. I mean, these were cheesy movies, but
Yeah.
they're really, you know,
Yeah,
they keep on trucking, right?
yeah, I'd say clearly most movies are not profitable.
Right,
Yeah,
you
we
know.
can definitely say that one. Most movies aren't.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You
And
know,
then
a lot
there are the indie films, which are
Yeah.
not in that
Well, that's a lot of
category,
those
and
are-
then, you know, that's a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
And then occasionally get a paranormal activity that you spend
Oh, yeah.
$5,000 on,
That
and
was amazing.
Like 100 million.
make $100
Yeah,
million.
and the
on
Blair
that.
Witch Project,
Another one. Yeah.
that was like, whoa, where did that come from? Oh, look at all the money it's making. Yeah.
Crazy.
It
Actually,
was.
I think
Space truckers, I
Isn't
don't
that
think
the
ever made any
most-
money.
The
yeah.
most money that,
I think Paranormal
compared to
Activity.
what it,
Yeah, I think Paranormal
was it
Activity is the
Paranormal
most
or-
profitable film ever.
you mean, because,
But
like,
percentage-wise, yeah.
And the
percentage.
Blair Witch Project as well, I think.
It's in there, yeah.
It's up
But
there,
I think
yeah.
Paranormal Activity was the
Right.
big one, because they spent, it was a college film project.
Oh, yeah, right.
They spent, you know, literally nothing making it. You know, they paid a couple of student actors, you know,
Right.
$1,000 to be in the film, and
Yeah,
pretty much it. You know.
Hmm.
so
And
are,
then
I think the
look
rest of the
at
cost was snacks.
John Carter of Mars. You know?
250 million
what?
or
Made
that was,
$9.
and no signs of becoming a cult classic.
No signs of that.
Mm. So, hey.
But and it's weird too that it is so complicated, the accounting
Yeah.
for movies.
That-
You know, for
yeah.
for years and years and years, the studios just did shady accounting tricks
Mhm.
to hose the actors. So, oh no, gee, we'd love to give you some of the profits, but we didn't make any money, man. It's awful.
Right.
And, well, these guys smoking a Cuban and driving a Cadillac convertible. Oh, see you later, buddy.
Yeah.
And then the stars got smart, and instead of asking for a chunk of the profits, they take a percentage of the gross.
Mm.
So you get 0.5% on the gross for a movie that makes $1 billion.
Yeah.
Well, you've got something.
Yeah.
Well, they also formed that studio, United Artists.
Mm.
That was a big one. Remember that they got away from, you know, the Louis B. Mayer tyrant, you know,
Yeah.
Samuel.
Indentured servitude.
Yeah, and they formed. I mean, I think Charlie Chaplin was involved in
I think
that,
so too.
and John Barrymore, and you know, a bunch of the old. You know, they were really stellar actors and actresses, and they went, okay, United Artists.
You know, they
That
didn't,
was
they didn't
the-
get paid by the film. They
Right.
were hired by the studio
Right.
to be an actor.
And under contract,
yeah,
which
they
was
just-
indentured servitude, really, yeah.
I
Mm.
mean, I'm sure they were paid, you know, pretty well for
Right.
back then. But yeah, they you know, you got paid $50,000 a year,
Yep.
you know, back in the 20s or 30s, which was good money. But
Yeah,
you made a movie. If they wanted you to make a movie, then you made the movie and you
Right.
didn't get paid for it.
Yeah.
right,
And they wanted you to go out with a particular star
yeah,
for publicity reasons. You
Right.
did.
You
right.
did, Yeah.
Yeah, you had to appear publicly.
Yeah.
And they hid all the peccadillos, you know.
So, again, all the movies and movie times on sawmilltheatres.com. You can check that out. And also, not just the world's best popcorn, but
Oh,
nachos.
So much more.
dibs.
Yeah.
Wait, there's
Still,
more.
still can't get pretzels.
That's
What do they call those
Whoa.
little ice cream guys?
Dibs.
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 Yeah,
I
yeah.
got
I call dibs.
Dibs. I
I
call
call
dibs.
Yeah, soft pretzel bites. Apparently, some kind of worldwide shortage. I
Yeah,
Don't-
they're.
Oh my
it's-
gosh.
Supply chain issues.
don't understand that one at all.
Maybe Maybe that's what Ty Lewis has in the back of his truck right now when he's hauling through California.
there
to
we
I
go.
know
to
he's
you.
stuck in a traffic jam.
Maybe,
in Orange.
maybe. Who knows?
Soft
Who
pretzel.
knows?
Right.
Soft pretzel bites. Well, hey, we're going to continue online here if you want to keep watching, but on
Let's
the
talk
radio.
about the Oscars online.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, let's,
Yeah, we have to
I
talk
don't-
about the
Oh my
Oscars.
gosh,
Yeah, we really do though,
Okay,
because
we
it's
do.
an event. This is
Okay.
a Hollywood
Okay,
central
all right.
to their
I
existence.
want to talk about the fashion.
But not on, not
What
on
are you,
the,
Joan Rivers?
not here on the radio because we're going to get back to some Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Jay Giles Band.
Jay Giles.
Yes, Pink Floyd and more. But first, an update from the National
And who
Weather
plays
Service.
with Moore?
Now, keep real weather forecast for Houston and surrounding
Sorry.
areas.
It was a very popular band
Snort.
from the 70s.
More.
More. Ooh,
Good name, I
wow.
like that.
Yeah, it is a good name.
That sounds 70-ish though. But
Yeah, I know.
I had
Bread
a
or
friend.
Yeah, bread.
I had a friend at one point in my life who she was a married lady, lived in San Francisco. She was in the radio biz, and every once in a while, like once a quarter, she would hire herself off to Chicago for an interlude with the singer for Jay Giles Band,
Oh,
Magic Dick. And she thought he was just a cat's PJs.
That Jay Giles, that's what's his name?
Jay Giles.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the Cars. Rick Ocasek.
oh,
Uh-huh,
yeah,
Jay
Rico
Giles.
Kasich, yeah.
Yeah, Jay Giles Band. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Giles Band.
Wow.
And like the marriage situation between Jada Pinkett and
Willie.
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 They had
Slick Willie?
didn't have any problems with having his wife.
With exploration?
Yes, there you are.
Marital
Exploration.
exploration.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
That's, I don't know, it always seems to not end up bad. Marital exploration.
Does not end well.
No.
No. Somebody's feelings get hurt.
Often with great tragedy.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The word cuckold comes out of that. That's, to be cuckolded,
Oh.
yes.
Hmm.
Although I think he did, he was participating in the acceptance of, it's not like he was surprised, or maybe he was surprised and just, okay, honey, whatever you want.
Will Smith
Yeah.
seems to be stressed out.
Yeah.
He is
that
stressed
was
out.
not his actions weren't normal, I guess.
No.
Yeah, but now here's the thing. I think it was completely staged. I think it was planned.
I think so,
him and
too.
Chris Rock
Yeah.
had planned this. And there's a few reasons why, because his reaction, Chris Rock didn't even put his hand up. I mean, somebody's going to slap you, there's going to be a little reaction. Even
Right.
if you move your head, you can move back, you raise a hand. He had his hands behind his back. He didn't even move, his chin's down, bracing for it. And Will Smith on his way up there, he's kind of still laughing at Chris Rock's joke. And then the fact that they sat there afterwards and Will Smith's laughing with her, about what happened. He would be like you said, if he was seriously tormented and there was a lot of turmoil going on, and he just did that all of a sudden without it being, what is the word, predetermined or thought out. Where he thought it out.
Pre-choreographed.
Yeah, to where he could go back to his
Choreographed.
seat and
Yeah.
just like, they were showing clips. It was like nothing happened.
Right.
Well, that's what it looked like. Was he was laughing about it, but then he looked at her and
Yeah.
and saw her frown, and
Yeah.
that's where I think his attitude changed. I got to do something here, and
Yeah.
and then he went to I don't know about.
I just think it was, and then because also now both of them, you have Chris Rock, his shows are sold out. He's getting more for a ticket than he was. He's able to raise his ticket prices. He's benefiting. Will Smith is going to be benefiting, and they're all benefiting because videos and watches. It's like a page out of Jake or a Logan Paul book, Logan Paul and Jake Paul, where the Tyrone Woodley and taking a fall and getting knocked out, and they're making hundreds of millions of dollars off of pay-per-view, YouTube, and everything else, and it's all staged. So
Well, there's another factor, and that is that Pfizer
there's that
is
part too, yeah.
making a drug that they're releasing to combat alopecia, which was the alleged problem that Jada Pinkett Smith
Yeah.
has, and
They
they sponsored the Oscars. So, my father worked for
Yeah.
a pharmaceutical company for 37 years. I have no illusions about what they would do
Oh.
to,
Well, and I think it just goes back to staged. I mean,
Yeah.
so many things are staged. So many things
they
are.
are.
Yeah.
If they did that, especially now when, as a society, we're so
Suspicious?
yeah, suspicious. Yeah, there you go. That's a perfect word. We are suspicious of everything.
Yeah.
If they would do
And
something
rightly
like
so.
that to just
Yeah.
you're just gonna
But look at how much we're suspicious about, and actually how many things that
come to be
they
to
are
be
that
real.
way.
Yeah.
To where it
Yeah.
is planned
Right.
or.
yeah. Well, no, and I'm not saying there aren't those things out there.
Yeah.
I mean, there are
Yeah.
those things out there, but that's what I'm saying. For them to add to that,
Yep.
over. I mean, if they're getting paid or
Yeah.
it damages society.
Yeah.
That's
this-
it's not good for us to be
That's the last
if
thing
we're
on their
lied to about
mindset.
everything, if
Right.
everybody's lying to us, we're just
Right.
going to get to a point where we don't believe anything,
Aren't we there?
and that's well,
I'm
pretty,
there,
pretty
okay?
and that's not good for us.
No.
Well,
That's-
it's like the ancient Romans said, "Qui bono?" Who benefits? You follow the money, and that was in ancient Rome. You look at every situation. Qui bono?
And how
Okay, who's
popular-
getting stuff out of this?
And I just have to look at this. Probably ratings for the Oscars.
oh no, it's going to be
Probably.
great next
Yeah.
year.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And probably coming into this though.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Well,
Yeah.
the previous year was 9 million plus, this year was 14 million plus. In 2000, it was 46 million plus.
So
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
damn.
Well, I mean, they used to have a real awards show. Now, may I add that this is what they're doing so that, we'll see how this shakes out. In 2024, somebody, I don't know what organization, has decreed that any movie that is proposed for the Oscars has to have X amount of minorities,
Yeah.
X amount of LGBT, PDQ, LSD people,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like somebody said it's making movies by affirmative action.
Mm-hmm.
One guy said, what if the movie's about a horse? Do you have to have cows and pigs?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is crazy, and they have allegedly said this is how it has to be for 2024. I don't think that's going to engender a lot of people going to those movies,
Yeah.
or a lot of people watching the Oscars, and that, I love Hollywood. I want to
Yeah.
keep loving them. Stop it.
Well, and that's sort of something brought up because I made I put a post up on my Facebook page. I was just sitting there one night and after this and just thinking about it. I put up. I asked the question, why do we keep supporting Hollywood?
Mhm.
Why do we keep supporting Hollywood? But in this discussion right here,
Mhm.
it's a craft.
Mhm.
Acting is a craft.
Mhm.
Film production is a craft.
It is.
It's a craft.
Yeah.
And there are very talented, devoted people that entertain us, that are amazing. They're the ability they have, the just the talent they have, and it's a shame that the industry maybe has become or gone the way it has, but it doesn't take away from the fact that to recognize those people are incredible at what they do.
Except what's it going to look like? And you're right. I mean, and I feel for the working people, the electricians, the guys who
Movie theaters, everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But what's it going to look like? What are those movies going to look like when they are already, filmmaking by affirmative action? There's a movie right now on Netflix called
Yeah.
Bridgerton.
Yeah.
And it's got
Yeah.
African American people in an era in England where they weren't there.
Yeah. But it's
And
still.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't get my mind to work
Yeah.
like that.
There'll still be the amazing actors, directors, and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
else, but
They
yeah.
will.
But yeah,
All right, I'm like King Richard.
Yeah.
Okay, King
Yeah.
Richard. Will Smith gets up here and he hit. They're talking about taking away his Academy Award,
yeah,
but and which I'm completely against.
yeah,
I think he should face maybe not be allowed back to the Academy Awards for a couple of years.
Yeah.
but do you take away his performance
Right.
for what he's doing in real life?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's you know, we've talked about this one before, but it's like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you not?
Yeah.
You just stop liking Michael Jackson music now?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Thriller was pretty catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So you just not listen to that anymore? Do you hate that because of something that he did in his real life?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and same thing like with Hollywood. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of, you know, I understand, you know, some of the things they're doing that bug people, but it's also, you know, these films and things are
Right.
you know, are legitimately good.
Well, look at
Yeah,
Roman. Look at
and they
Roman.
also,
Roman Polanski is a perfect
well,
example of
yeah,
that, right?
Polanski.
He still can't come to the States.
But you know,
Right.
and it seems like a lot of times we focus on the bad things that they're doing in Hollywood, but they're also,
Yeah.
you know, they all these people have their own charities. You know, they're
Right.
donating millions of dollars to, you know, children cancer and
Yeah.
you know, things like that. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of good things that are happening in
Yeah.
Hollywood too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I want them to prosper. My concern is if they make these movies by affirmative action, there are
Too
statistics on
political.
people who are turning away and not going to see them, and I want them to go
Yeah,
to the theaters.
But it's all a numbers
Yeah.
game where
Yeah.
if not enough turn away, it doesn't matter.
Well, but
And that's
but
what it
there
comes
are
down to.
there are a lot the proportions I can't remember,
Yeah.
but I saw this article about people don't want to be
Well,
preached to.
Yeah,
Yes.
and how also controversy,
Right.
it draws people in. So you create controversy,
Right, and
And-
that'll draw people in.
and that's where
Right.
it's just kind of, you know, it's a shame, but especially with like YouTube and you see these people and some of the things they do and how it's
Well,
it's weird.
It's the internet. You
Yeah.
know, and you're talking what you said, 40 million people in 2000.
Yeah, over
Well,
40.
2000,
Well, yeah.
2000 was what, about when, you know, the internet
Right.
was, you know,
Was
Yeah.
just
well, yeah, when we were getting into it, when we
right.
got past, you know, dial-up.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
that was 2000. You said that
Yeah.
was
Yeah, 46 million.
Yeah.
46 million.
It
in
doesn't
2000.
surprise me because of what Craig said
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
internet really coming in. You know, I think of this series. I'm very. There's a series on Prime, I think it is, called Fringe,
Mm.
and it has a woman in it who is an amazing actress, Anna Torv.
Mhm.
Anytime you get to see Anna Torv, she's amazing, and I
Which
hope.
is great, yeah.
Yeah, you know who she is. But she appeared in some series in which one of the characters was a transsexual, transvestite, whatever she was, but so grotesque looking that all you did was go, you know, I can't follow the story because of this distraction of this particular character. They want me to believe that this is a woman. I cannot. And if they do stuff like that, it makes people not want to watch. And I want to support Hollywood. I mean, I've got a book in my second bathroom right now that I'm reading, all these old stories of the good stories of old Hollywood with quizzes that I'm taking, you know, and you know, in my library, right? But I don't want to turn away. You know, I don't want to be critical.
Yeah.
Um,
And some, I think it's just society, the way things are going. It's not even so much based on, you know, any of that, beliefs or anything. It's just where you're watching. So I guess you're still supporting Hollywood through Hulu, Netflix, you know, all of those things, but you're not supporting a large part of the industry.
Well, yeah,
Right,
well, it's
right.
all Hollywood. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Right, and we want, you know, we want to be entertained.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at that wonderful film, that Death on the Nile,
yeah.
you know, this is going to be a classic, and it's entertaining, it's riveting, it's beautiful, the acting's great, the story's great. Nobody tried to preach through that thing. It was just, you know, I would see it like I do with movies I like 5-10 times. I would go back and see it, and you
Yeah.
want to do that for the audience.
So the viewers, it's interesting, the 42 million, even in 2005, and 2010, well, 2014, 43.7 million. So it was still up at that 40, and it maybe fluctuated from low 30s to 43 million in the 2000s to 2014. Then 2015, 36, 2016, 34, 2018, or 2017, 32, then 26, then 23, and then 10 million last year, and then this year the 15.
Yeah.
And I wanted to look up how many people tuned in after that happened, what it was at, you know,
Right.
kind of the viewers before that, and
Right.
then because how many people are like, whoa, did you just see that?
Yeah,
And posting
exactly.
on social media,
Yep.
to where social media stuff gets out
Yep.
instantaneously,
Yep.
You know,
to where how many people tuned in
Right.
after that happened,
Right.
to where would that number, this year's number, been under that 10 million?
That's a very good point.
That is a good point.
Because like
Yeah.
social media,
Yeah.
I mean, and you're talking worldwide.
Yeah,
Right, I know. Well, the other thing too is you miss. There are people who are missing. I mean, I will still mourn Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers was a part of the old Oscars. She used to do that snark on the red carpet. Who are you wearing? You know, I mean, and I just think if Joan Rivers were here, what would she be saying about this event? You know, she would probably be, be banned. Maybe somebody would slap her, although I think she'd punch them out their lights. But those people were the peripheral people of the old Oscars that were so wonderful. And of course the fashions. And the fashions for somebody like me, I used to watch every year just to see who was wearing what. Or I'm sorry, who was wearing
You know,
whom.
and I'm obviously completely biased, but to me, don't go see movies because of the actors. You're not hurting the actors. You know,
Right.
there's no kind of a
Right.
by boycotting theaters.
Right.
You're just hurting theaters. That's my bias,
No,
of
I
course.
agree.
But you know,
I agree.
I mean, you know, you're not going to have Matthew McConaughey moving from his mansion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's getting paid for the movie, so whether you
Right.
see it or not
Right.
is not. If you're yeah, I think we are getting a message with the the Academy Awards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, clearly that's people are saying, hey, we don't want to see this, and the Academy Awards has become a political statement.
Right, and if
You
it
know.
becomes that, affirmative action
Y-
movies,
yes,
then
yeah,
those
mhm.
movies are probably not what people will enjoy, and then they'll have to be hopefully a new slew of movies that don't care about the affirmative action, and they won't be Oscar nominees, unfortunately, and that's what makes me really sad.
Yeah, I think they've really cheapened the Oscars. It's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you look at the well, let's take this year's Best Picture, Coda. Okay, made $1 million at the box office,
Right,
which is, I mean, that's nothing. That's
Yeah.
just
I know,
how many
it's a hiccup.
yeah, how many
right.
people in the country saw it in the theater? Well,
I haven't
not
seen it.
very many,
Yeah.
and I've never even heard of it actually.
Right,
And I'm a movie guy, and the chief, as far as I can tell, the chief attribute of this movie is that it was done in sign. The language used in the movie was sign language. Okay, well that's cool. I mean, that's a neat thing.
but Best
But
Picture?
Is that the best
Really?
the best picture made this year? Well, that's according to the Academy. Yes.
Yeah, and look back at past Best Pictures. One that just comes to mind because I've listened to the music lately, Chariots of Fire. I mean,
Yeah.
think of the caliber of some of these Best Pictures that we remember, and why are they doing this? I mean, they could prosper, and they could give us great
Well,
entertainment.
If
you
you're
know?
looking at last year, Spider-Man
Oh, yeah,
was clearly the
Yeah.
biggest draw last
Right,
year. That's
right.
more people watched Spider-Man than anything else.
right, and it was
And-
good.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'd say it wasn't just explosions. I mean, it was a good film.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Something I was reading, and going back to the profitable, what percentage are profitable, and it kind of Google search spit out the 80-20, 80% are, 20% are, but then this guy had this article and said that's total BS, and a lot of it was the like you mentioned, the accounting, and they finagle it, they do this and that, but he said bottom line is this. It's BS because what industry can have, lose money 80% of the time, but make tons of money?
Yeah.
And
Well,
he pointed
because
out
of Spider-Man.
he
Yeah,
pointed
right,
out the big
right,
ones,
right.
but he said it's still a higher percentage than 20
Mhm.
that make money, whether it's over time, whether it's, other ways or whatever.
Right.
But he said there's no way Hollywood, with all of the money that's in Hollywood,
Mhm.
that 80% of the films are going to lose money. And he said there's some big losers, there's some big losers,
Mhm.
and there's some really big winners.
Mhm.
But it was just interesting kind of reading that. But he did point to the accounting
Mhm.
and the financials where there's that finagling.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Tina and I make a habit of staying and watching all
We
of the
do.
credits.
Yeah,
And all those people
yeah.
who were employed and
Oh, boy.
creative,
Yeah.
and it's just wonderful. I mean, when we saw the Clint Eastwood movie, the last one,
Yeah.
he has this almost like a family of people who work with him on his movies.
Mm.
And I know that is true for other venues as well. I just make a good story, make it so that people go out of the theater, even if it's dark, that it was effective, and it brought you into that magic of taking you out of your life into another realm of imagination, instead of throwing things at you which could never have happened, but they are virtue signaling. I mean, okay.
Yeah, that's just cheesy and cheap.
It's stupid.
And one of my favorite actresses is named Jenna Chan. She's an English woman,
Yeah.
but she's beautiful, and she played recently a lady in waiting to Mary Queen of Scots.
Right.
In a movie that the director said, if I ever get to make a movie, I'm going to make sure that I include every minority person that I possibly can.
Right.
So she cast a Chinese gal as
A lady in waiting to Mary Queen of Scots.
in the 1500s.
And there we're sitting there going, wait, no, you forget that you don't get lost in the story. You're like, no, anomaly.
Is it
Yeah.
different? Is that different than Shakespearean times when they only had male actors, so they had men playing women?
I don't believe so, because that was accepted by the general population. It wasn't them trying to preach to the public.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But it was still somebody that
it was the
wasn't what they
custom.
were.
But it was the custom.
Yeah.
It was the general societal custom.
There's
Yeah.
some, unfortunately,
The Academy though has always been not. They don't really follow the norm.
True.
They
That's
never
true.
have.
Yeah.
That's I was just looking at here on my phone. I'm going. Indiana Jones did not win Best Picture.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was. Look at this up. Ordinary People.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that
I
was
like,
very
oh,
and
yeah.
that was very preachy.
And
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
I mean Indiana Jones, obviously one of the most iconic films
Right.
in American history. I
Right.
mean, if you're looking at movies, that's a big one.
Mhm.
Did not win the Best Picture. They
Right.
went with, like you said, this kind of
It was preachy.
quirky little.
It was preachy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
not. Yeah. The Academy doesn't really follow what is popular.
Right.
They
And
never really have.
And not that they should, but what values are they going to follow if it's not popular? Do they want something that is, that is engaging and wonderfully entertaining and a classic in the making? I don't know.
I think sometimes
I want to
they-
be
they
on the
just-
Academy so I
yeah.
can vote.
Well, I think sometimes they just look at what they see as
Right.
a problem in our society.
Right.
And if they're thinking that, gay people, if that's an issue right now, they are going to shift themselves to try to,
Mhm. Mhm.
to try to help that issue. I mean, if they see it as an issue, they are going
Yeah.
to try to shift themselves to help with that issue. So,
Right. No, I agree with you.
and I understand why that
Yeah.
bothers some people.
Well, remember John Voight when he starred in, what was that movie where he was the paraplegic with Jane Fonda?
Oh,
And that was, I don't know if that won anything.
remember
but that was-
Anacondas? Giant anaconda crushing me like.
No, it was a very, I think it was called Coming Home, but I'm not sure. But, there was a focus on a paraplegic soldier who was struggling, and that was it was very worthwhile. I mean, I love that movie.
Yeah, I think they try to, they try to,
Yeah, I know.
you know, like I said, I guess I could say that they're trying to help with issues.
They are. Now, you've
but
got what's
they're
going
picking
on.
some controversial issues though, and
Well, you've got what's going on with Disney right now. I mean, Disney,
Yeah.
people are gonna boycott Disney, and that is too bad.
Mm.
Except.
no, it's not too bad.
Well, no, it's actually not too bad because of the, you know, the creepy, you know, twisted
But
stuff
yeah,
that they're doing,
it's
which.
been like that for a while.
I know, but it's really, they've made a statement that that's where they're going, and people
Yeah.
are making a statement, well, I ain't going with you,
Yeah.
so,
That-
you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
But-
not gonna go to the theater and see Red,
Oh, Turning Red.
Turning Red.
Turning Red, yeah.
Not gonna do it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Disney yanked that one on us.
yeah, 'cause it's not gonna be in the
Yeah.
theater.
yeah.
So it's also interesting. So the Oscars, it did say, you know, there were people that actually after the incident, like they turned off, they went away, but then when he did his acceptance speech, they came back on. But this one says overall the Oscars drew 16.6 million viewers. Around 4.9 million of them were 18 to 49, according to Nielsen ratings. The audience was 58% larger than the previous year, which was an all-time low, but still the second smallest viewership on record. But then ABC said the Oscars drove 22.7 million interactions on social media, which that's probably even a lot higher if you look at, you know, YouTube, the memes,
Oh,
Facebook,
the memes.
TikTok,
Oh my
like all
gosh.
of it, you know. So that was 139% higher than
Right.
last year.
Right.
So that definitely, that
Yeah.
incident, fuel, you know, it
Sure.
just like.
Well, that
with
previous
social
year
media.
though, that was the COVID year when
Yeah.
theaters and movies were pretty much shut down. So
Right,
Yeah.
you know, the
That's
best
true.
picture, best, you know, director, actor, there really
Yeah.
weren't any movies.
Yeah.
Except our theater, we kept going.
yes.
We tried.
True. Yeah. So it's interesting. Oscars audience grew by 555,000 after that. So you know, not even 600,000. So that's not crazy big, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it did. It did. You know.
Well, I think
Yeah,
people,
let's-
But
I
what has
think
it done?
people are
What has it done
getting-
in the last few days though?
right, yeah, that's true,
that's
true
what.
that,
Well,
yeah.
and everything
Right.
that's coming out of it. Like I said,
Right.
Chris Rock. You look
Right.
up his shows.
Oh,
Sold
sure.
out,
Mhm.
higher ticket prices, so he's profiting off of this.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith, you know, who knows, but
Yeah,
it keeps him in the news, and that's the thing. No news. What is it? No news is bad news.
Yeah.
When it comes
Yeah.
to
No news is-
notoriety and
Yeah.
oh, any publicity is good publicity.
yeah, there's no such thing as bad
Right.
publicity.
Bad, there you go.
There you go.
I would just like to compare and contrast, okay?
Yeah,
Lawrence of Arabia, Best Picture.
yeah.
Coda, Best Picture.
Yeah, exactly.
What's Coda?
Yeah.
That's the one that won this
year's
year.
best one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's Coda?